it's Tiffany from the Montessori place. So today I want to talk about reward-based learning. And this really gets me on my soapbox. So I'm going to look at my notes and try to make sure that I stay to my topic. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a scenario. I'm going to preface it with I am human. I make mistakes, but in my attempt to be a better person, I reflect on my mistakes and strive to do better the next time. So here is a scenario where we use some reward based learning, and you're going to see what happens. So I had asked my children to clean their rooms, and the reward at the end of doing the job was to earn extra screen time to their allotted amount for that day. And the first couple of times it worked great. My children were cleaning their rooms, not just making it appear clean, but tidying, organizing, refolding clothes coming out of drawers, dusting, and vacuuming. Well, as this activity continued over summer, my children, as anybody, begins to catch on to the game, and it became, well, what is the bare minimum I can do to earn my reward? And so the cleaning began to get lax, where things were being hidden in drawers and hidden and not quite clean. And then it became a bit of a power struggle with my child or one of my children or all of them. Well, why should I do this? Or what are you going to give me if I do this? And so this is where I see, and I see it in the classroom too, when sometimes parents want to offer a reward base and, willing to work with the parent. I try. Yes, I can have short-term positive effects, but long-term, what am I hoping to get? So I want to back up, and again, I'm going to refer to Maria Montessori. And Maria Montessori, she developed a new interpretation, a new view of child development, and one from observing the child. And she noted, as many theorists did, and that we see, is that children are naturally curious. And we know through the study of human history that children are naturally curious because they need to discover their world. They need to learn. And that's how we learn, is being curious. Well, when you bring in the factor of rewards, it's kind of like you've popped a balloon. That intrinsic motivation, which was the balloon, and the child was learning and guided by their own curiosity, their own enthusiasm, their own desire to be independent, to be a problem solver. Well, now we've said, well, if you do this, you're going to get this reward. And that love of learning for the sake of learning has kind of lost its spark. I'm pausing to think. So I see that in the classroom when teachers try to do at the end of the week like a treat or a treasure basket on Friday. And there are some children that are just driven to please and will always get the treat. There are some children that are sometimes on the fence. And then you have other children that never get it. And what you see with some of those children is that they're in that mindset, I'm never going to get this. So why should I try? And in fact, I'm frustrated. So I'm going to do just the opposite. Sometimes you even get a child that has been trying hard just for the sake of that intrinsic motivation. And then when compared to a peer who's getting the treat for the bare minimum, again, you have that frustration of, well, why should I do it? So value learning and value that that desire to figure stuff out, that learning does not need to be reward based. The sake of learning is the reward. The other thing is that I see with rewards sometimes, and this is the example with me, is that everyday chores do not demand a reward. They have to be done. Whether you want to do them or not, that is daily life and it needs to be done. So in order to try to work through that, the understanding of we all have things to do, and also the understanding of perhaps you can collaborate and talk with others in the family and cooperate to get stuff done so the job is fun and the job is faster. Think about your end goal of when you're thinking of giving rewards. Toilet learning. Are you trying to give rewards to encourage it? Well, that's a whole other segment. But think about the direct goal and the indirect goal. The direct goal is, I want my child to be able to use the toilet independently. The indirect goal is one of capability, one of problem solving, one of confidence. Are you helping further that along by offering a reward? Another example, trying to get your child to sleep in their own bed. Again, you want to build confidence besides the direct goal of getting them to sleep in their bed. And you need to, in cases of this, have consistency of what you said and following through and just not giving in, or it's that consistency. Finishing homework. This is another big one. Guess what? Your kids need to fail if they're not going to do their homework, and they need to figure it out. This is case in point with my child right now. He's choosing to not do some work. And yes, I could save him and I could hover over him, but he has to learn responsibility, and he's going to learn the natural consequences should he not do the work. He'll have to stay after to do it. Who knows if he'll have to do summer school, but that is something he needs to learn that I can't teach him with reward-based learning. Now, there are very rare times where I have given a treat, and the treat has been unexpected and certain and a surprise. I don't tell them, my children, it's coming. And a treat, an example of a treat that I've given is going out for ice cream because they all work together to do something, to complete a task. And the reason for that was, one, cooperation, and two, they did it of their own desire. Now, this kind of puts me on the fence of offering a reward. Did I burst the bubble? I don't know. Now, my children could enjoy it just for the sake of, oh, this was a nice thing, because sometimes we need that. But if the question comes up, so what do we need to do to get this treat again? Or when are you going to do this again? Well, that's going to send a little red flag of, maybe I need to watch it and not offer it in form of a reward again. That's the tip for today. If you have found my tidbits and little tips helpful, please feel free to share my videos. If you are finding my tips helpful, please subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, follow me on Facebook at The Montessori Place.